The capture of Fort Ticonderoga, America's first victory. Today, we journey back to May 10th, 1775. On this day, a pivotal event unfolded that would forever alter the course of American history. It was the capture of Fort Ticonderoga, a moment that marked America's first military victory in the Revolutionary War. This daring feat ignited the flames of revolution and set the stage for the birth of a new nation. Join us as we explore the details and significance of this historic event. The raid on Fort Ticonderoga was led by two iconic figures, Allen and Benedict Arnold. Together, they orchestrated a daring plan to seize the fort from British control. Under the cover of darkness, they approached the fort with a small band of men. Their objective was clear: to capture this strategic stronghold and its valuable resources. At dawn, they launched their surprise attack. The American forces successfully captured Fort Ticonderoga, marking a crucial victory for the burgeoning revolution. Fort Ticonderoga's location was of immense strategic importance. Situated on a vital waterway connecting Lake Champlain and Lake George, it controlled access between the colonies and Canada. Controlling this key point meant controlling the flow of troops and supplies. The fort also served as a significant arsenal, housing a wealth of artillery. These cannons were desperately needed by the Continental Army. They would provide the firepower necessary to challenge the British. The success of the raid hinged on surprise and speed. Allen and Benedict Arnold capitalized on the element of surprise. Their forces moved with precision, catching the British garrison completely off guard. The ease with which the fort was captured underscored the British unpreparedness. This audacious move sent shockwaves through the colonies and beyond. It demonstrated the vulnerability of British forces and the growing resolve of the American patriots. The capture of Fort Ticonderoga had a profound impact on American morale. It provided a much-needed boost of confidence to the fledgling Continental Army. It demonstrated that the American forces were capable of challenging British authority. This victory fueled the revolutionary spirit that was sweeping through the colonies. Inspired by this success, more colonists were emboldened to join the cause. The victory at Ticonderoga served as a rallying cry for those seeking independence. Today, Fort Ticonderoga stands as a testament to this pivotal moment in history. In May 2025, the 250th anniversary commemorations will take place at the fort. These events will underscore the enduring legacy of the capture of Fort Ticonderoga. They will highlight its continued relevance in understanding the nation's birth. Visiting Fort Ticonderoga offers a tangible connection to the past. It allows us to appreciate the sacrifices and triumphs of those who fought for American independence. The capture of Fort Ticonderoga was more than just a battle. It was a symbol of American resolve and determination. It represented a crucial step towards independence. This daring raid ignited the fight for independence. It set the stage for the birth of America. The echoes of that victory continue to resonate today. The capture of Fort Ticonderoga was not an isolated event. It was a culmination of growing tensions between the American colonies and Great Britain. Years of increasing taxation and restrictive policies had fueled resentment among the colonists. They felt their rights were being violated and their voices ignored. Events like the Boston Tea Party and the Stamp Act Congress had demonstrated the colonists' growing defiance. The capture of Fort Ticonderoga marked a shift from protest to armed resistance. Allen was a charismatic and unconventional leader. He was the commander of the Green Mountain Boys, a militia group from the disputed territory of Vermont. These men were fiercely independent and deeply committed to protecting their land and rights. Allen's leadership and the Green Mountain Boys' fighting spirit were instrumental in the capture of Fort Ticonderoga. Their knowledge of the terrain and their willingness to take risks made them a formidable force. Allen's bold personality and unwavering determination inspired his men to overcome seemingly insurmountable odds. Benedict Arnold was a complex and controversial figure. He was a skilled military leader with a burning ambition for recognition and advancement. He played a crucial role in planning and executing the raid on Fort Ticonderoga. However, his later betrayal of the American cause would forever tarnish his legacy. Despite his eventual treachery, Arnold's contributions to the early stages of the Revolution cannot be ignored. His military expertise and strategic thinking were invaluable in securing this early victory. From the British perspective, the capture of Fort Ticonderoga was a minor setback. They underestimated the resolve and capabilities of the American colonists. The British garrison at Ticonderoga was small and ill-prepared. They did not anticipate an attack from the colonists. This complacency would prove to be a costly mistake. The loss of Fort Ticonderoga and its valuable artillery would have significant consequences for the British war effort. The cannons captured at Fort Ticonderoga played a vital role in the siege of Boston. Henry Knox, a young bookseller turned artilleryman, was tasked with transporting the heavy guns over 300 miles to Boston. This arduous journey through the wilderness was a remarkable feat of logistics and determination. Knox and his men faced harsh weather conditions, difficult terrain, and the constant threat of enemy attack. The arrival of the Ticonderoga cannons in Boston forced the British to evacuate the city. This marked a major turning point in the early stages of the war. The siege of Boston was a critical early engagement in the Revolutionary War. The Continental Army, under the command of George Washington, had surrounded the city, trapping the British forces inside. However, the Americans lacked the heavy artillery needed to dislodge the British. The arrival of the Ticonderoga cannons changed the balance of power. Washington strategically positioned the cannons on Dorchester Heights, overlooking the city and harbor. Faced with this overwhelming firepower, the British were forced to withdraw, giving the Americans a decisive victory. The capture of Fort Ticonderoga remains a significant event in American history. It symbolizes the courage, determination, and resourcefulness of the American colonists. It demonstrated that the colonists were willing to fight for their freedom and independence. The victory at Ticonderoga inspired others to join the cause and helped to galvanize support for the Revolution. The fort itself stands as a reminder of this pivotal moment. It serves as a place of remembrance, education, and reflection. Today, Fort Ticonderoga is a popular tourist destination and historical site. Visitors can explore the fort's ramparts, barracks, and museum. They can learn about the fort's history and the events that took place there. The fort also hosts reenactments, demonstrations, and educational programs. These activities bring the past to life and help visitors connect with the stories of those who fought for American independence. Fort Ticonderoga is a living testament to the spirit of the American Revolution. The capture of Fort Ticonderoga was a pivotal moment in the American Revolution. It was a victory that boosted morale, provided crucial resources, and inspired others to join the fight for independence. The story of Ethan Allen, Benedict Arnold, and the Green Mountain Boys continues to resonate today. It reminds us of the sacrifices and triumphs that shaped the nation. As we commemorate the 250th anniversary of this historic event, let us remember the courage and determination of those who fought for American freedom. Their legacy continues to inspire us to strive for a more just and equitable world.